Good morning, responsible day traders. Today is Monday, November 8th, 2021. I'm Lindsay Duff, and this is Responsible Day Trading. I obviously just got out of the shower, so I'm looking rather special today. So we're just going to go ahead and kick this off. Let's go ahead and check out what the news is today. All right, so let's head on over to the news, market news, or let's look at the news for the week. We got a few things kicking this week. Today we have news at 9:30. We've got Powell speaking, which is, tends to move the market just a little bit. We have some pre-market on Tuesday. So we've got a couple things pre-market, and then we have something kicking off at 11. Wednesday, we have a ton of pre-market. Then we do have some once the market is open. And Friday, once again. So we pretty much have news every day but Thursday. So just kind of something that might move the market. So if that's something that you pay attention to or trade, you might want to keep that in your focus. So let's go ahead. I have only looked at the daily chart for about, I didn't even look at the daily chart. Take that back. I've looked at the 28,657. So the daily chart, we hit that high. We have pulled off of it. Okay, so we are pulling away from the Bollinger Bands, which this happens a lot. We hit off of it, we roll off, we pull away. The BBs are starting to get white. We're pulling away from those Bollinger Bands. What we may see is something similar to this, a snapback and roll back in, which if we pulled back into the area of the EMA, let's say this EMA pulls up by the time we get there. It will be right in tune with that last high that we reached previously. So as the market's moving, or since we've been in this big move to the upside, this EMA is going to continue moving up. It's going to just keep moving up because the momentum has been up for so long. Now, that means that we'll kind of close that gap between the price and the EMAs. And by that time, we may see this EMA come up to about this point where this last high was. And at that point, is it going to push higher or is it going to pull through it and come back down? We won't know that until we see the activity at that time. So let's go ahead and pull up that 28,657. Where are you at? This is the one that I had caught a glimpse of earlier, which is really, really great. I love the way this looks. This is the look that I'm talking about. And this is actually exactly what I'm talking about that I'm expecting on the daily chart. The way this resistance held, we pulled up, created distance, pulled back in as the EMA came up to that area of resistance and bounced off of it. So what I love seeing here is I thought we might pull back looking at the daily chart, but now that I'm looking at the 28,657, we have pretty good opportunity for this W pivot to kick off to the upside. We've created that space from the Bollinger Bands. We have that snapback or that MACD dip potential right in here. So what we might see is this BB really snap inside and push up as we've got a W pivot forming right here. Now our targets for the W pivot are that previous high or higher, right? So we'll be looking, or I'll be watching to see if we're going to see this W pivot pull all the way up here, if not further, and exceed it. Now, if that does happen, by that time, these MACDs are going to struggle to catch up. So we're going to have some divergence on the MACDs, between the MACDs and the price, basically. So we'll see that price come back up and the MACDs come back up, but in that case, it's usually a struggle for the MACDs to catch up with it, which creates divergence, which then at that point gives us a great opportunity for a pushback to the downside. So let's go ahead and look at my trading charts. So typically the 1597 is my trading chart. The 10946 is my longer distance chart, and the 233 is my entry chart. So you can see that beautiful W pivot here on the 10946. We do have a zero line in the way. So maybe this area is going to stop it, pull it back down, but I have a pretty good, I don't know. I don't want to say feeling because we don't want to work off of feelings, but I can see based off the patterns, based off what I've seen in the past, that as these bars have pulled down, made long reversal bars and pushing up, we're leading a lot higher in the MACDs here. We're miles above the zero line right in here. So it tells us that we have a potential for more up. Now, let's look at where these MACDs might go. We have these like extreme high pivots right up here around 3.5 or so. So we still have some room to run before we get to these higher pivots. And let me go ahead and put a line here so we can just kind of keep that area in mind if it does decide to pull up towards that area a little bit later. So we have reached an area right here that held, but we have a little bit more to travel. So I would love to see what's going to happen. I have a really good, I'm anticipating this to push up. As we see what's happening right here, the MACDs are leading higher, as is the price. We've got some nice reversal bars. So long story short, while the daily chart, and I'll pull that back up really quick, while the daily chart has pulled back down. Ooh, what happened there? While the daily chart is pulled back down from that previous bar, we still have these closes to the upside. And while we do have distance pulling away from the Bollinger Bands, it's still this strong moving train. So it may still continue and push past that high. If this BB or if this close here continues and pushes past that previous bar, then, we're going to be making a new high, as we're seeing like right in here. It may be something a little like this bar, the way this bar pulls down a little bit more. But guys, it's 6:17 in the morning. We got plenty of time throughout the day for this to work out. So it may just keep pushing up, make a new high, and get a new BB. Now, these BBs are pretty white and they're pulling pretty far away. So it's not going to be too long before we're going to at least get a pull back from those white BBs. Can the white BBs continue for a while? Yes, they can. They can continue for a little bit. We maybe even see something like this and a pull away, but we're pulling really far away from those Bollinger Bands, which typically tells us that we're going to see a snapback. Now, look here how I just kind of want to go to this extreme pivot. These are extreme pivots. Now, see how these white BBs pulled away for a while and then it snapped back inside? That may be more along the lines of what we see happening in the current position as they're pulling away for a little while before they'll snap back inside. So it's just really a watch and wait. As I've always said, I really just trade what it gives me. So even though the overall market may be going up, I may see a short potential that I really like and has great area to run to. So that may be the one that I take. It just really depends on what's happening, what opportunities it gives me, what areas I have to run to, whether it's going up or down. We're looking for it to happen either way. The market's going to pull back. We can be a part of it. I could take a little bit of a move back to the downside, a couple of points, and then take a much longer move to the upside for 10 points. Who knows? So we'll just have to watch, wait, see what happens. But that is going to be it, guys. It's 6:19 in the morning. The market has a couple more hours before it really gets kicked off. But I want to get this out early today. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day. And as always, that I look forward to catching you on the profitable side.